Okay, we're talking today about how to convert binary to denary or to decimal numbers, and then of course we're going to be further talk about there of how to convert denary or decimal numbers back to binary. These two things really mean the same thing, okay? So let's just keep it simple. Denary and decimal is what we use on a daily basis, and they're of course our usual number system, which counts simply up through 0 through to 9. Okay, why have I said 0 through to 9, not 1 to 10? Well, these numbers, this set of numbers, repeats over and over and over again, just to make our decimal or denary number system that we use on a daily basis. Okay, we take our and then we've got single. So it starts off with a single unit, and then when it moves into double units, that 1 means groups of 10. Okay, so there's one group of 10 there, and then we can move those on. All right, and that moves all the way up to 19. Okay, that moves up to 19, and then of course it'll change then on to 20. And I don't need to explain this to you because this is how we think every single day. Now, for a computer to program a computer to do that, it's quite a difficult thing to do. So computers, when they do maths, and that's all really the computers do, is they do maths. They work in a binary system. So the binary system is either 1 or 0. So it's either that channel is on or it's off. And then computers do this millions or billions of times every single second. But instead of our number system, which in denary or decimal, what they do is we count it. So it's either 1. So and then for every single unit, it simply doubles. Okay, so it simply takes the 1 and it multiplies it by 2 for the second unit, rather than being in tens where we would multiply by 10, we would multiply by 2. Because 1, and the next one will be 2, and then we double that again to make 4, and then we double that again to make 8. Okay, and these 4 numbers here, if we added those up together, that would make 15. Okay, and that would make 15, and this is what you would call, so this is, if we call this a 4-bit binary, okay, 4-bit binary, we would call that a nibble. Okay, so 4 bits in binary would be a nibble, and you can spell nibble N-I-B-B-L-E or N-Y-B-B-L-E. Doesn't really matter which. So if you think about this as a small byte, if you take a small byte out of something, then of course that's going to be a nibble. And then of course it's more common for us to think about 8 bits. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll put another 4 bits on there, and we'll keep doubling that every single time, and that gives us 1, 2, 4, 8, and so on up to 128. All right. A couple of things that's worth mentioning here, like as I told you, if we add up the first 4, okay, the nibble, and that total amount is 15, and that's one thing that's really worth remembering when we're doing our work on binary. If we add them all up together, so the whole row, the whole 8 bits, 128 plus 64 plus 32, and so on to 1, then that gives us a sum of 255. And those two things are quite handy things to remember while we're doing our number conversions. Okay, so therefore, if I was gonna do a binary number here, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. So I've just come up with those randomly, and if I was going to add together these, so that would mean, see all the channels there with the 1 in them, I've added those together, and that's going to give me a total of 108. So therefore, these binary numbers that binary number I've given you there, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. Okay, that would be, what did I say it was? Just remind myself. And if I add them all together, that would give me a sum of 108. All right. So that binary number means 108. 108 equals in here. Try that again. And then, of course, this is going to be, I want to make this one equals 0. So I wonder if you can think about that. What would that be? What would this be if this was going to be a 0? What would I need to be putting in here? Well, hopefully you've already figured that out. Hopefully you've already figured that out. It would of course be 0 and 0. Okay, that was going to give us, so we've got no channels on at all in our little nibble there, which is 1, 2, 4, and 8, giving us, of course, 0 here. Of a how-to in Excel as well here, basic skills, and we're going to cover this. We're going to think about numbers 1 through 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's go a bit further than there. Let's go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if I did this dead quick, hopefully that will make sense there. So to think about number 1, if I was going to do number 1, then of course I need to have a 1 in the first channel, because this is binary for 1, and then the other one's just going to be zeros, because I don't want any of those turned on, and then so on. If I was going to count to 2, I'm going to do I'm going to do 0 and 1 in the 2 channel, and then 0, 0. Okay, and that's going to give me 2. What about 3 then? Is that obvious to you already? Hopefully it is. If it is obvious to you already, you probably don't need to watch this anymore. You can carry on with the task. But basically, I've got the 2 and the 1 there. 0, 0, 1 and 1 gives us, of course, 2 and 1 is 3. So from 3, I'll move to 4. So I'll put a 0, a 1, 0, and a 0, and so on to 4. 5 is a 1 and a 1 in the 4 and the 1 channel, but I don't need anything else because 4 plus 1 is 5. 6, 1, 1, 0, 0, and then so on is 6. Okay, I'm guessing that I don't probably need to go any further with that, because you would have all figured this out by now. To do 15, what's that? Do you remember what I said that was? Well, yeah. Okay, I just need to turn everything on in my nibble channel there. 11. Oh god, well, it's an 8, definitely. 8 plus 4 is 12, so there's definitely not a 4 in it. 8 plus 2 is 10. Oh yeah, but I need a 1 as well, so that's 11, and that's how we convert it. And don't forget now, if I turn all of these channels on, then this must be, what was it? Do you remember what it was? Of course it is 255. And that's how you convert binary into denary. To convert it back again, so if I gave you a number, if I gave you a number, just going to copy down my. So if I gave you a number, for example, oh gosh, should we pull this down here? Gave you a number of, should we say, oh, well, let's just say 100, is it, just for the fun of it? Okay, so if I said 100, then of course there's going to be no 128. There is a 64, so 64, 1 is 65, and that's 35, that's 36, isn't it? So 36 left, and there's a 1, that's 32, 4 left, there, 0, 0, 1 in the 4, 0, 0. And I can just test that really quickly because I'm doing this in Excel, and by just holding those channels, and I can just double check that in the down corner, sum 100. That's, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it. Easy. Any problems? You know my email address. Send me an email. Take care.